my soon.
عشق من تو همونی که اگه با من بمونی تو میتونی منو به آرزوم برسونی ای قربونه خندیدنت قربونه رقصیدنت نه مثل تو پیدا نمیشه نه 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 به خدا نمیشه
gonna be my soon.
عشق من تو همونی که اگه با من بمونی تو میتونی منو به آرزوم برسونی ای قربونه خندیدنت قربونه رقصیدنت نه مثل تو پیدا نمیشه نه 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 به خدا نمیشه
wind whispers you're gonna be my soon.
عشق من تو همونی که اگه با من بمونی تو میتونی منو به آرزوم برسونی ای قربونه خندیدنت قربونه رقصیدنت نه مثل تو پیدا نمیشه نه 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 به خدا نمیشه
gets a BK stacker, tiny dancer, 2 linebackers, to each their own. Burger swagger, satisfaction buffet at BK. Have it your way. You rule! So, guys, it was just an ad. The ad's over. Now we're on the start. Hey, guys, what's up? Everybody, let me see those fucking sun gorillas in the goddamn chat. Let me see those sun gorillas in the goddamn chat. Let me see those sun gorillas in the goddamn chat. That was a rare opening from Infrared Haze. That was a very rare opening. You're never gonna see that again. And I memorized the whole thing. And now you have the fucking commercial. Holy fuck, Joe Sims has gone full Adolf Hitler. Full Adolf Hitler socialism from Joe Sims. And all that's gonna be revealed, all that's gonna be disclosed very shortly, very soon. And we're gonna have to define the meaning of that, okay? So, everybody gets a BK stacker, tiny dancer, 2 linebackers, to each their own. Burger sweater, satisfaction buffet. Wait a second. That is not what a BK stacker is. According to the contextual historical use from the historical writings of the Burger King himself, that is not what a correct use of the term BK stacker. I don't know where you're getting that from. It's just completely incoherent and it's in complete contradictory, and there's not a lot of clarity as far as what you're saying. Can you please define what you mean by BK stacker, please? Can you please define it? Because that just doesn't make any... I could see this dude arguing with Burger King commercials. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought, I had that idea. This dude's arguing with Burger King commercials, probably. Oh my god, we have to give the sub! Diogenes, thank you so much for the gifted subs! We're gonna play Atomic Heart today. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Look how nice my camera looks. Look how nice my camera looks. Ah! Can I blow my nose? I gotta blow my nose. Everybody gets a BK stacker. Ah. Fuck, guys, I will not get kicked out of my own fucking place, so I can be as loud as I fucking want. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Listen, very closely. Joe Sims has gone full Adolf Hitler mode. This is actually an emergency. Thank you so much, crack dealer. This is actually a fucking emergency. I'm convening this stream. It's not a fucking alarm. If your grandma's asleep taking a nap, wake her up. And this is not a joke, by the way. Joe Sims has gone full Adolf Hitler mode. Joe Sims has gone full Adolf Hitler socialism, and it's a fucking emergency. This is actually a crazy fucking development that may even have implications for our overall strategy. Thank you so much, Arwell. Appreciate you.
High energy us coming off that massive W versus those 2 leftoids, and in time to expose...
I mean, Joe Sims, he's just full, it's full Adolf Hitler socialism. Thank you so much, Rockstar.
Joe Sims has opened a new political theory, NATO communism. Now he just needs the mustache.
Listen, it's no laughing matter. This Joe Sims guy might very well be the next Adolf Hitler of our generation. I mean, he is running the party with Taryn like the Goebbels. The ideological mastermind behind the whole thing is Taryn. She's more like the Goebbels. She's kind of like the Rosenberg. She's kind of like behind the scenes engineering all of this. But it's becoming in a full-on Adolf Hitler party. That's really the truth. The Communist Party USA is becoming a full-on Adolf Hitler party. Okay? This full-on Adolf Hitler party. And if you don't believe me, you're going to see, and I'm going to show you soon. I have some things to say about the debate yesterday, though. Okay. And I just thought it was such a simple debate. It was so easy, but Sunday keeps on fucking coping, and he goes, the specific things you were saying hinged on a very specific misunderstanding of the terms. Thank you so much,
Zelensky
Gavin.
Stalinism rising.
So much, Gavin. A specific misunderstanding of the terms, and it all hinged on the very specific terminological details. No, it fucking didn't. By the way, you got the terminological details wrong. The most insufferable, pedantic. He's got some mental problem. President Sunday President Semantics has some fucking mental problem, and I've been told he does this in every fucking debate he's been in. So it's like, you know what? It's not really a big surprise. But as far as my theory is concerned, all right. My political theory, if you want it TLDR for a dumb guy to understand it, I'll explain it to you, okay? In classic liberal democracy, one man, one vote. Everyone's an individual, and we're all part of the system, okay? In this new era we're entering into, we have the partisan instead. Everybody is part of a tribe, part of a political identity already. I'm simplifying this for dumb people, okay? It's actually all quite very simple. It's all very coherent. The idea is that the partisan is a soldier, right? Information warrior, soldier of some kind. And instead of the abstract state, instead of the official state, because states are man-made, they're made up pretty much. Well, man-made in the sense of just written, made up, you know, like the Founding Fathers made the American state, for example. The partisan is the agent of this higher form of civilization that's creating itself from the future, just like Skynet from the Terminator. So it's actually very simple stuff. It's very simple stuff, okay? And the idea is that MAGA represents that for America. So guys, it's very simple shit, right? For a long time, we had this official America that we were all a part of, the official version of America, which we were identifying with through hegemony, seamlessly, right? All of a sudden, MAGA takes America, the common American civilization, and makes it something partisan. MAGA, make America great again. America becomes this thing you identify with in a political way, instead of just passively through the ideology of America, through the hegemony. So it's actually all quite very simple, right? It's like MAGA is making it so that to be an American, you're no longer just some passive person eating hamburgers and drinking Coca-Cola. You are fighting for your country. You have to now fight for your country to make your country real. Make America great again means you have to fight to make your country great. So it's making America a partisan thing instead of something you just take for granted in the background. And that was all I was really saying. It's like I could dumb this down for anyone who wants, right? Now, if actual smart people want to go into the weeds of it with me, I'll fucking do it. There's a lot of profound shit to get from that, right? But anyone can understand. It's like you don't have to be that smart to get it. You could just be a dumb guy and understand it. I feel like it's pretty simple, right? To the point where you could understand it, at least, if you want to debate me about it and critique it. It's not that complicated to understand. I didn't design this to be complicated. It's very elegant, it's very coherent, it's very consistent as far as what I'm trying to say, right? Thank you so much, King Tug.
Ludlomoism.
Thank you, King Tug. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much. So it's like all these stupid fucking people, they're just whatever, right? Thank you so much, Nowhere.
President Sunday is the living embodiment of the Anglo box.
Yeah! Yeah, really. Okay? I didn't even bring up that Anglo box meme once. I should have, but I didn't even bring it up once, okay? So that debate was just a unequivocal victory for me, but it doesn't even feel like that much of an accomplishment, because it's like, it almost feels like ableism or something, right? It's just like, damn, that should not be that easy, right? Okay. Okay. So, So. Joe Sims. And see, here's the thing, guys. We have not been paying that much attention to the Communist Party. That's the truth. We haven't been paying much attention to their good morning revolutions, but it's like there's been this slow transition. Through across the months, we've been ignoring the Good Morning Revolution podcast. It only gets like 100 views each, right? As we've been ignoring that podcast throughout the months, slowly and slowly, Joe Sims has been transforming into Adolf Sims. It's been a slow and gradual transition, but it's like a time lapse. Every single day, Joe Sims, it's like the stash is coming in, and every single day his accent is starting to change. Rosanna, and then it goes, Rosanna, and then it goes, Rosanna, and then it goes, Rosanna! He's fired, Rosanna! And that's what it's going to be a week from now. But it's been a time lapse. We've been ignoring it, and it's like, this is just like when, the French and the British were ignoring Hitler, and Hitler was, we're going to get Czechoslovakia, then we're going to get Poland. We've been ignoring the CPUSA on our stream, and they've been going in the Adolf Hitler socialism direction. And I checked, right? And I wanted to see to catch up what was going on. And then I saw what Joe Sims was saying, and what the fuck? What happened, right? Full-on Adolf Hitler socialism from Joe Sims, okay? This has implications, because coincidentally, I know we're joking here, we're all having a good time, we're all laughing. Listen, in all seriousness, okay? This has implications for our strategy. The so-called Communist Party USA, and I'm saying that for the first time, calling into question the legitimacy of that party. They have been going down, they've been taking it too far. Taryn Fivek is a Trotskyite. She has infiltrated the fuck out of that party, and it's gone in such a direction. I don't see that party surviving in a year. Already, the ultras who gave the CPUSA its biggest dose of invigoration, they're leaving it in droves, okay? You know that swamp-ass guy, swamp communist? He fucking dipped out. Everybody I know dipped out. All these ultra-leftists are dipping out of the fucking party already. Now, you guys need to stay there, because it's important you stay there, but Joe Sims is doing other Hitler shit. He fucking postponed the elections. We may not see elections in the party for years. They've postponed it, supposedly, to 2024. Taryn Fivek, I mean, this is like some Darth Sidious, Adolf Hitler type of shit. Behind the scenes, they're completely fucking transforming that into an Azov party. I mean, Joe Sims is becoming the Zelensky of communist parties. He's banning all the opposition. He's shutting down the opposition. He's delaying all the elections. I'm Joe Sims. Yes. Give me your money. Please. Pay me your dues.
Is
Thank
the
you,
only
my G.
lifeline of the party the FBI?
I don't know, but I know this. I've heard these reports, and I have to confirm them, and I want to be responsible about this, but I have to confirm them. That the money that the 10 million the CPUSA gets a year, I've been hearing there's corruption, and that the fucking leadership is pocketing that shit. The leadership, I've heard this. I have to confirm it, so bear with me here. Don't take this to mean anything. Just if anyone knows what I'm talking about, please give me the sources so I can confirm it, because I don't know where the fuck I saw this. But I've heard allegations that some fuckery is going on with People's World, where they're like pocketing the fucking money, and it's like it's corruption. Joe Sims is basically enriching his fat wallet to get by who knows what, right? Maybe he wants to take a trip to Ukraine. But it's like corrupt as fuck. That's what I've been hearing. It's not even it's not even the real Communist Party anymore. So guys, listen to me. I am launching. This is not a joke. I've been telling you this. I am launching. I'm not going to tell you the name of it yet, but it's such a sick name. It's going to be such sick branding. We're taking over the fucking party one way or another. We're going to hijack the optics of the CPUSA. We're going to hijack it. We are going to make the name known, and we're going to control it. They have suspended democratic centralism, delaying the fucking election and arbitrarily banning us from the party. And others even, right? They have gone full Hitler, Adolf Hitler, azovite in the CPUSA. So you know what? We tried to respect their traditions. We tried to respect all this stuff. If you are in the CPUSA right now, stay hidden and disguise yourself. But you have a new mission. In addition to the one you're doing now, you have a new mission that I'm giving you straight up right now. I'm going to tell you your mission, okay? Your mission your new mission is to gather intelligence. I already have a lot of intelligence being gathered, but you need to gather as much intelligence as possible in there while you are there. Because guess what? The CPUSA is going to be these people running the CPUSA who are full Adolf Hitler socialist azovites. They're going to be our enemies pretty soon. This is imagine if Trotsky took over a communist party. That's what Taryn did. She's a Trotskyite from the Workers' World Party. She's a Marxiste. She's a fucking Trotskyite. And she is also connected to the FBI and all this other bullshit. Kurdish, Rojava, whatever the fuck. Brace Belden. By the way, they're Brace Belden, whatever. You know what I think? I think Syria isn't big enough. They want to divide and balkanize Syria. What I want to do is sit here and say Lebanon, Israel / Palestine, yeah, Jordan, I don't think they're real countries. I think that's all Syria. It all belongs to Syria. It's the greater Syria. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Greater Syria is a real thing. Okay? They've all stolen it from Syria. It's all Syrian land. Okay? Now, Syria is probably going to be part of an even bigger empire in the Middle East. But they're the Brace Belden. Oh, yeah, the Kurdish. Rojava. I'm saying Assad is not extreme enough to me. Assad is not Syrian chauvinist enough. Okay? I'm for Assad, but he doesn't go far enough. Syria needs to be much bigger, including Cyprus. Including Cyprus. They say Cyprus is the Israel of the sea. That's what they're saying. That's what they're starting to say. Cyprus is the Israel of the sea. Cyprus and the entire Levantine region belongs to Syria. And that is a fact. Okay? And Taryn Fivek is out here trying to LARP among the Kurds who don't even like them. The Kurds are just using these dumb Western leftists anyway. But Taryn Fivek is a complete asset of the federal government or of the deep state through, it's either CIA or FBI, one of those things. But one of them, we know it for certainty. We know it with certainty, okay? With absolute certainty, okay? With absolute certainty. With absolute certainty, okay? We know that. And she's a Trotskyite from the Workers' World Party. She's taking over the CPUSA, and she's a bitch. And she took over the CPUSA. Fuck her. She took it over, and she's so rabid, frothing at the mouth, based on the month, the time of the month, frothing at the mouth, like a rabid, wild fucking animal. And she has completely manipulated, socially manipulated, by what means we can only imagine by what means Taryn Fivek has climbed the ranks of the CPUSA. But I want to remind everyone that I am a sexist and I make all the sexist assumptions. We can only imagine how she's risen the ranks of the CPUSA, but she's convinced, somehow convinced, and I'm not alluding to anything except the thing that we're all thinking of, which I am alluding to directly. How did she convince Joe Sims to completely do a 180 and completely change his mind on the Russia-Ukraine conflict? How did she convince all these men in the party to fully be on board with her clinically insane, crazy, batshit crazy agenda? How did she convince all of them to do that? Well, they're saying that the men of the CPUSA, there are a lot of lonely men in the CPUSA. They're a lonely bunch. And they say that they will accept any form of bribery that comes their way to address that problem. That's what they say. That's what they say. But you have to imagine this federal agent worms her way into the party. This disgusting, despicable scum worms her way into the party. She's got all these federal asset ties, fathers, mothers in the CNN and all this shit. Worms her way into the party. Oh my God! And then Joe Sims, one day he's saying, oh yeah, the problem's NATO, the problem's NATO. And then another day, Joe Sims, something happens, and we can only imagine what happened, but I can just, oh my God! Right? Something happened, and now Joe Sims done a 180, and he's fully fulfilling the anti-Russia Taryn Fivek party line that came straight from her own head, right? So something happened. Oh my God, right? Something was sucked out of him, right? That the whole principled anti-imperialism was just sucked out of him totally. And we don't know how it happened. We don't know how it happened. How did this person just climb the ranks so far? But they say the men of the CPUSA are very desperate and lonely. They're a very desperate and lonely bunch. So we can only imagine how that happened. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the imagination, really. But they say, I mean, he's been corrupted, right? But they say Taryn Fivek, everyone, we have to support sex workers. Completely unrelated, but... Right? Sex workers for imperialism. CIA sex workers. FBI sex workers. State Department sex workers. Sex workers for Ukraine. Sex workers to take over a party who are not taking monetary compensation, but taking in compensation power. That's also a form of sex work. And if you are against sex work in exchange for power in the party, that's misogynist. That's misogynist. As a matter of fact, that kind of sex work needs to be unionized. Okay? Because there needs to be a union for people manipulating their way through these organizations through using sex as a tool to climb the ranks. That needs to be unionized, because that's a real thing that happens. It also happens in the Communist Party USA, but I'm not going to name names, and I would never allude to any names. But I do have my suspicions. I have suspicions about that. Yes, indeed, I do. I have suspicions. Because how did this happen? Well, you guys, I've been talking about it a lot. And you have to witness it and see it for yourself to really understand what is going on here. What happened? I mean, how did this happen? There's only a few explanations I can think of, but I'm seeing a few weak links. Okay? So we're going to watch it together from the top. And actually, we're going to skim through a little bit and then get to the part we want to, but let's do a character analysis of sorts. Because it's important. It's important to do a character analysis because, let me tell you what. So I'm already defining some weak links in the party. Scott doesn't look like Scott would hold out very much in the face of bribery and corruption. Doesn't look like Joe would hold out very much. I mean, I support women, so Rosanna and Anita, they don't seem like they could be bribed. But Rosanna and Anita don't even have opinions. They just sit there and smile. I agree. That's all they do, right? So that's female empowerment. But Joe and Scott, Oh boy. Joe and Scott look pretty lonely. And they look very susceptible to influence. That's all I'm saying. Especially Scott. Scott looks extremely, extremely susceptible to influence from Trotskyites who come from the Workers' World Party. He just seems very, very susceptible to it. And you can't quite put your finger on it, but something about this just screams desperate to me. But let's see what they're saying.
Welcome to our show this morning. I hope everybody out there is doing well. We got a lot to talk about. It's the first anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, an important date. So we're going to dig into that. And then, the Communist Party, USA, for the last, we got a lot of great ideas. And one of them has been,
you're not the real Communist Party. You're not. You're a fake Communist Party. You're not the real one. We're in your party. We're going to take it over, and we're going to make the real one happen. And you're not going to be a part of it at all, Joe. We gave you an olive branch last year, and we said, you know what, Joe? You're being hijacked by Taryn, whatever. And then you caved in, Joe. And you go, oh, my God, you caved in, Joe. So I hope it was worth it, Joe. You're not having any place in the future of the Communist Party, and I promise you that, Joe. I promise you, you have no place in it. We're in your party. We're taking it over. We're taking over your infrastructure. We're taking over your resources. And we are completely, and I am announcing this fully, we are going to overthrow the leadership of the Communist Party one way or another. And none of these people will have any place in it. We are unilaterally going to overthrow Joe Sims, Anita Waters, Rosanna Cambrone, and Scott and Taryn Fivek. Unilaterally, we're going to fucking overthrow them. Whether that's through your own method of organization or the creation of our own that just eclipses yours and takes your name. We are taking your name. We are taking your party. You will have no place in it. That much I vow to you and I promise to you. You Weasley, slimy, Hitlerite scum. We will have your party. You were given years to prove that you can do something with this party. Ever since I announced my 2036 initiative, that was your chance to prove me wrong. You know what? We're not going to let this Haas guy shake things up. We're going to prove that we can do something with this party. Nope, you fucked up. Even the ultra-leftists are leaving your party in droves. So now's our time to swarm in, and we're taking it over. It's going to be our party. And I'm giving a message to the leadership. Listen, this is like the three-body problem, and we are Trisolaris. We've tried to solve the three-body problem for so long. Now we're cutting communications with you. We don't want to negotiate with you. So-called National Committee, we're not negotiating with you anymore. We are just going to take over the party. We have begun. Our fleet is already soaring through the heavens. The infrared Trisolaran fleet is already on its way to take over your party. We don't want to negotiate with you. We're cutting negotiations, and we are simply going to take over the party. And that has already been decided before. I mean, there is nothing you can say or do to convince us otherwise. We are not going to sit down and negotiate with you. You've crossed the fucking line, Joe. You've all crossed the line. You've crossed the line. Friend-enemy distinction and all that. It's a new international situation. It's just like when Lenin broke with international social democracy. You have taken the side of the Hitlerite forces of American unipolar imperialism. And for that, you will have no place in the future of the Communist Party. And we have decided that unilaterally. And there's no negotiation. It's not up for discussion either. You have suspended the protocols of democratic centralism by silencing all dissent, but worse, delaying the elections arbitrarily to next year. Uh-oh. You delayed those fucking elections, okay? We are delaying permanently your future in the Communist Party. We're going to take it over. You want to delay the fucking elections and play these games? We're just going to take over the fucking party. I'm announcing that now. For those of you still in the party, stay in the party, continue takia. But stay in your post, because within the next few months, I am launching the real Communist Party, which is not going to be a different party, by the way. I have a much more diabolical plan. Much more diabolical. It's going to be a para-party. It's going to be a tulpa of the CPUSA. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. We are going to represent the CPUSA on the ground. We are going to represent the CPUSA in social media. We are going to give the CPUSA its name. We are going to be the ones who define the meaning of the CPUSA in the eyes of the public. And that makes us the real CPUSA. There's nothing you can do. You can sit in your cope circle and claim that we're not the real CPUSA, but when we go viral and we become famous for being the CPUSA, we become the real CPUSA. What do you know? What do you know? It's almost like you're not, Hayes Aldine. I'm a wizard of sorts who's fully studied up on contemporary information theory. I have mastered the French school. I'm a guy who's read 1,000 Plateaus. I'm the guy who reads Difference and Repetition. I'm the guy who reads Baudrillard. I'm the guy who masters the French school as a whole. I'm the guy who's up to date with contemporary, theory and understanding the information age. I know how to do this shit. You don't. You're sitting in your fucking... What is this? What is this? 500 views? You get 500 views and you're calling yourself the Communist Party? We're the fucking Communist Party. You have 500 fucking views. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. You have zero reach. Where's your reach among the workers? You have none. You have none. How are you the Communist Party? Where's the working class? You're a group of people sitting around in your fucking meetings talking bullshit. You're not the fucking Communist Party. You're unworthy of the name of the Communist Party. And we are going to make the Communist Party a name that carries dignity without you. You sit around with your fucking Starbucks, with your fucking baristas, sitting around talking bullshit, wasting everyone's time. Hey, Joe Sims, Rosanna, and so Joe Sims, we're going to save the best for last for Joe Sims. Rosanna, you are the most useless person in the leadership of the party. You are the equivalent to a high school office lady, and when you ask her for help on something, she just tells you to fucking open Yellow Pages or some shit because she's too fucking lazy and complacent. Rosanna, you are the most worthless participant yet. You're an empty husk. You're just a token for Joe Sims to not appear like a patriarch. Anita Waters, you're completely fucking clueless, Anita. You're the most clueless person I've ever heard of. What do you offer? Nothing. You just make these comments every once in a while, and I'm sure you probably work for some fucking university and stamping papers for fucking graduate students, and you just sit in your fucking office chair every day and give it. You're a bureaucrat. You're nothing. Scott, you are the biggest pseudo-intellectual dumb fuck I've ever fucking seen in any fucking Communist Party, left-wing party in the history of the United States, as far as I know. You are a complete windbag, Scott. Everything that comes out of your fucking mouth betrays such a level of pretension and such a fucking level of hubris when it comes to theory. But it's all, you may as well be farting it all out. It may as well just be farting, because that's the equivalent of the shit that's coming out of your fucking mouth. It's just wind, Scott. It's not backed by any fucking substance. You're like this eunuch who you're a young guy, you just sit here to apologize for the fucking stupid old fart strategies of the 3 old farts that you have routinely hold fucking meetings with. Scott, you pretend like this isn't a fucking clown show and the most ridiculous senior citizen meeting of just complete fucking clueless people. Scott, you are worthless. You are such a pseudo-intellectual, Scott. Finally, the best for last is Joe Sims the turtle. You're a turtle, Joe Sims. You take 37 minutes to say shit that I could fucking sum up in 35 seconds. You waste everyone's time. Everyone who's ever been in a fucking meeting with you has had their whole fucking hours and hours and time fucking wasted of you going off like a windbag on shit that your average 12-year-old fucking communist already fucking read in a Wikipedia article in under 30 seconds. You are so out of touch with how people absorb and fucking articulate information. Thank you so much, Lionel. In 2023, you say shit, you stretch out a fucking sentence for so fucking long thinking that you're teaching people something and you're not. Your average fucking 11-year-old LARPer on the fucking internet probably has more of an exhaustive breadth of knowledge and familiarity than you do, Joe, because you've never actually been able to utilize the internet as a tool to enrich your mind. You're a fool to the utmost fucking degree, and you deserve no one's respect. You allowed yourself to get manipulated by a literal federal asset, that's assuming you're not one yourself, Taryn Fivek, herself, who is literally an clinically insane, dumb fuck. Taryn Fivek is the most stupid, deranged fucking idiot she's a wrecker too. She's literally insane. You should see what she did at Left Forum. Holy fuck, I have to show this to you. Because not a lot of people know. Look what she did at fucking Left Forum. I think it was here. So this is Slavoj Žižek. We know we're not a big fan of him, but look what happened.
I think something else, so much the worse for me, because what matters is what
Here it is.
not privately.
Here it is.
Things that critics were talking about, and I have to say, I think that there's certain, and listen, I think you're clear that there's a lot of provocation in the things that you're saying. You say things to be provocative, but
There she is! Taryn Fivek at Left Forum. Here she is.
yeah, okay.
This is the person who took over the Communist Party.
I think there's a...
When did I use the N-word?
Hold on. I want to say something.
She accused Zizek of saying the N-word. Zizek fucking held a lecture at Left Forum in 2016. And she heckled the whole thing because she accused him of saying the N-word, like, in the past. Like, one time Zizek in, like, I don't know, fucking 1997. He's like some fucking Slovenian guy from Eastern Europe. She fucking heckled his whole lecture because he said the N-word. What?
I think there's a subtlety that the critiques are missing, and that has animated
Karen Fivek! It literally Karen!
this entire conversation so far, and should continue to animate it. It's
Thank
been
you, Black Pack.
at a really cool level, and it's just, this is just not, this kind of critique takes things out of context and misses the subtlety. Sorry, you should, I just have to.
All
All right, thank you. Okay.
Look, the deranged. Why is she's always after everyone at, like, in 2016 Zizek was based because he was saying he would vote for Trump. He became cringe now, so she doesn't attack him now. Thank you, Black Pack. She doesn't attack him anymore. He's like cringe NATO. He's on her side now. Thank you, Easy.
Thank you for embarrassing Runday, that shameful disgrace of an intellectual.
Yeah, fucking President Sunday's a fucking joke. Fuck that guy. He's a fake fuck too. But thank you so much, Black Pack.
She has Karen written all over her face.
So every time someone's based, she goes after them. So she's holding pictures of me now like this. It says Haas. And or it says LaRouche now because she thinks it's all LaRouche.
Hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to respond?
Yeah.
You know what she looks like? She looks like this Puritan. Like, she looks like a pilgrim. I'm not to diss the pilgrims. The pilgrims were based. But I feel like she was on the Mayflower. Thank you so much, Amila.
Is there a female Chudzik? She may as well be one.
Yeah, but if I could just see, like, in a bonnet on the Mayflower, like... You know what I mean? It's like a stone cold face. Stone cold. I don't know what that is. Right? But that's Mayflower shit. You know what I mean? Like, she's talking, oh, you're the indigenous. You're the one who attacked the indigenous people. I mean, you were behind the Thanksgiving betrayal. Why are you I'm the Arab guy. I'm an Arab guy. You know? I'm just some Lebanese dude. I didn't do anything. Thank you. She goes, you're a chauvinist because of the indigenous people. No, I'm not. I'm a fucking random Lebanese guy. You were off the Mayflower, all right? Don't fucking throw that shit on me. That's projection. I'm just some Lebanese dude. We didn't even... I don't know what was going on back then. Yeah, the Pilgrims were based. Maybe this is like the Salem witch trials, and one of them got away, or I don't know. Maybe it's like that. One of them got away, and then we are descendants of the witches you couldn't burn. I could believe that. I could believe that.
No problem.
By the way, this is like a grown woman. She's like older than me at this time. This is a grown woman doing this shit. Imagine being a grown woman passing out flyers of another grown man because you accused him of saying the N-word once. What?
So he's going to respond, then you go next. But sir, I'm so sorry.
This is like Chris Chan. She has like no self-aware. Like, what is this? It's like Chris Chan shit. What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? This is like ridiculous. She's like humiliating herself.
Cut off here.
She's like shoving. She's like shoving her papers in people's faces. Like, what? What did you think would happen?
Okay, everybody settle down. We're gonna have a response.
So this, okay. Imagine if this is like in Lenin's autobiography or something. Like, when have you heard of a revolutionary with this in their biography? Like, Lenin literally like overthrew the state when he was her age. Rosa Luxemburg was doing the revolution when she was her age. Like, this is like an old person, okay? This person's probably like 45 years old or some shit, and this is how they're spending their time. What the fuck?
Okay, everybody, come on, people were very good.
Oh, that's so cringe. Look, yeah, this is like some... Oh, okay, we have to watch that again. All right, thank you so much, Amila.
Holy cow, why is she so pale? Cack.
Like, watch this.
Okay, everybody, come on, people were very... Okay, everybody, come on, people were very good.
This is like such cringe cope in the face of public humiliation. Like, oh my god, what the fuck?
To stand in line.
Look at that based misogynist.
People were very good.
Look at this guy. Angry man. Angry incel.
Stand in line.
Angry incel man. This is how she probably framed it in her blog later. This misogynist. This guy was a toxic, evil man. He breathed fire against me. He was breathing fire my direction. This, you know, this is a Middle Eastern guy. That's ever since then she's hated Middle Eastern people. Ever since then she's hated all people of Arabic descent because of that guy. And she never forgot him. She saw me as that guy.
It's absolutely incredible. No, but wait a minute. Can I answer? I would love to answer.
Guys, come on. Our guest wants to respond to the question from the audience, so let's listen.
He read the paper. I think I remember seeing the paper when this happened. It was so funny. It was. He's like reading the dumb shit he wrote. He's like, I'm not impressed by this dumb shit. This is stupid as fuck. He read it. He read that dumb shit she wrote. He's gonna wipe his ass with it.
She's a 5 out of 10 at best.
No, 5, dude. We're talking about 2, dude. Come on. But thank you for the 10.
Okay, perfect. I could have gone here step by step. For example, on women, quote from me,
Yo, what the fuck?
which allegedly is anti-feminist. What renders a report of a raped woman or any other narrative of a trauma truthful?
All right, this is just Zizek's kind of. He's so vulgar. I want to listen to this shit.
Where every specialist for used regularly victims of rape is the fact is double traumatized and they.
It's like he said some theory. I thought it was gonna be a funny joke. It wasn't. He was saying some like theory shit. He said on women. What? That's not even the worst thing he said. Zizek is such a soy feminist. He's not even like based.
Inconsistencies as a rule and so on. My point is exactly that. The fact that, of course, the woman is...
He was defending victims of sexual assault, if you don't get what he's saying here. Like, he's saying the claim that their reports are inconsistent doesn't negate the trauma. It actually lends credibility to it. That's his point. Thank you so much, Arwell.
Of course that Fed has the audacity to so openly act like a Giga-Karen. She knew the system has her back.
Yeah, absolutely. She is a Fed, dude. Because, why was Zizek targeted? I'll tell you why. Because in 2016, he endorsed Trump. So that's why he was targeted. Now Zizek is in the clear because he supports Slava Ukraini, so he's not canceled anymore. But back in the day, that's why he had a target on his back.
Traumatized, or a man. That if you don't get a perfect, cold, objective narrative, that you should not hold this against the woman. Because when you are the into don't see.
Thank you so much,
About
To
quote.
harass onlookers with their newspapers.
Yeah,
she's a Trotskyite. She literally is. She's a Marcyite from the Trotskyite Workers' World Party.
That opening our hearts to welcome from Imperial Birth will make things worse for the refugees.
Oh, now she attacked him over the refugee shit. Because you have to be open borders, according to Karen Fivek. Open borders, leftist. Open borders. Open borders. Was Marx for open borders? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. How many communists in history for open borders? No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
That we should not just enlighten them, that we should live together with. The idea is not that we should, but rather, this is again, first, opening our hearts to welcome refugees. This is, for me, total stupidity to say
Based!
in Europe, because you see sentimentalization. Sorry, it's not a matter of hearts. What are you talking? If you love them or not, that's my point. Humanitarian approach, you mean if they are not nice, they shouldn't come, or what? No, everybody should come. Hearts. Just open the colonial exploitation.
See, he defended himself here. I would have doubled down. That's what I would have done. It's because of Zizek's inability to double down. Karen, so okay. So, this happened, right? Okay. So remember that person, that crazy person? She has taken over the Communist Party USA. She took it over. Yep. She took over the Communist Party USA. And she has sucked the principled reasonedness out of Joe Sims. Somehow she's done it. We can only speculate about how she's convinced Joe Sims and Scott in particular to fully allow her to take over the party unilaterally, circumventing democratic centralism. Thank you so much, Anonymous.
I believe the woman in the scarf next to Taryn is Molly Klein, whose father was Paul L. Klein. See at Paul Klein Fancam on Twitter for more deets on the glow.
I don't want to... sounds weird, dude. Thanks for the 10. But we can only speculate. I mean, we can only speculate. I don't know. We can only speculate.
Hey, guess what they did in Europe? 35 great ideas. And one of them has been, for the last, we got a lot of great ideas. And one of them has been shortening the work week. 35 hours for 40
They took that from Rev. Don't fall for that shit. They're stealing that from Rev.
hours pay. Guess what they did in Europe? They instituted in several countries a day work week. Georgia has made a not so great proposal that the blue states and the red states, racism
and work towards a peaceful solution instead of sending them a bunch more money and all of those kinds of things. But let's pressure him to call for peace, on both countries. I think that's what we have to do.
we need a much bigger, much broader, much more powerful peace movement. And right now it's fragmented and confined to narrow circles. And in a few months, the party is going to hold a meeting of peace activists. We got about 300 or 400 around.
In a few months. It might even be over by then. See, this is soy. This is bourgeois pacifism. Read what Lenin wrote about pacifism. You know Lenin was against pacifism? Because the point isn't about being for peace. The point is about waging a different war on the ruling class. It's not about being a pacifist. It's about waging a revolutionary war against the ruling class instead of getting on board for war against other countries. It's not about fucking hippy-dippy pacifist bullshit. This is not a Marxist-Leninist organization. This is bullshit from the Brezhnev, Khrushchev revisionist era of the Soviet Union.
In the country to discuss what
why weren't they at Rage Against the War Machine?
will it take to help revitalize and rebuild the peace movement and bring into.
There will never be a fucking peace movement because it's devoid of content. Thank you so much, Arwell.
I bet they're gonna draw out the 4-day workweek promise as proof of incrementalism. Typical little
Yep.
Democrat Trotskyite jibber jabber.
They're doing it as Trotskyite jibber jabber, absolutely. But here's the important thing, guys. Here's the eye on the ball that I want you guys to keep your eyes on the prize when it comes to this kind of shit, right? Keep your eye on what matters. Eye on the prize, eye on the ball. Okay? Keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the ball for what's really going on here. They're talking about the peace movement. What the Vietnam War wasn't ended by the peace movement. It was ended because of the draft. Remember that? You know why the Vietnam War thing was a big thing and the Iraq War wasn't? Comparatively? Because there was a draft. Turns out when you force people to go fight, they don't want to do it. Because they don't want to fucking die in a foreign war they don't care about. So, you're not going to have a peace movement if you're not going to have, we don't have the draft anymore. You're not going to have a fucking peace movement. So stop coping like a dumb fuck. Instead of coping for a peace movement, you should be, if you were a communist party, you'd be building an anti-hegemonic Popular Front coalition to wage war against the ruling class who are in power at home. That's what you'd be doing instead of all these bourgeois pacifist slogans, like Lenin would call them, these phrase-mongering bourgeois pacifists talking about jibber-jabber. And by the way, a peace movement, this is like what Code Pink is trying to do. Oh, Russia's also to blame. We want peace, so Putin stop. No, not how it works. Not how it works. There's no peace. There's no peace unilaterally. Someone's got to fucking lose. Someone's going to fucking lose. Okay? Someone's got to fucking lose. And by someone, I mean Ukraine. Because if Ukraine doesn't lose, it's going to be World War III. That's just the plain truth, everyone. It's the plain truth. Russia's got nukes, Ukraine doesn't. Simple as that. Russia loses this, the Russian state will collapse. They can't lose. The survival of the Russian state depends on it, and they have nukes. It doesn't matter how you feel about Russia. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. It's a simple math.
It, forces that have either traditionally not.
Why hasn't Russia won the war yet? I don't fucking know, to be honest. Don't know. I think Russia's got a fucking pro-Western ruling class. And they're saying, I've heard things about their military leadership. Russia's not. I don't know, dude. I've heard conflicting reports.
Been included or excluded, either by design or by accident, and because that's what it's going to take to. I'm talking about trade unions, churches.
I mean, Russia, if they don't go full Kadyrov, full Zayuganov, I don't know, mate. Because at this point, I like Putin, but there's people under Putin who I don't know if they're really united.
Synagogues, mosques, community organizations of women, LGBTQ, ordinary, working class folk.
What? It's like, it's so stupid. He's like, okay, we need to have a peace movement, women and LGBT folks. What? What do you mean? What are you even trying to say? Joe Sims forgot to take his medicine in the morning, clearly. He can't even think straight. This guy's a fucking clown.
Who have, all of us, of whom have an interest in surviving. Scott, Russia.
Here's this bumbling idiot, Scott.
Rosanna's right. It's going to take a big peace movement in this country to bring pressure to bear on the administration, which seems keen to.
Yeah, a peace movement's going to bring pressure on the Biden administration. They're totally not going to accuse anyone critical of sending arms to Ukraine of being a fucking Russian agent and make them an enemy of the state somehow. Shut up. You're a fucking posturing idiot.
Pushed a position for a military defeat of Russia. And in response, Putin gave a speech. There were dueling speeches, actually, one by Mr. Biden, the other by Mr. Putin. And Putin, in his speech, indicated he's going to pull out of the last nuclear agreement between the United States and Russia. Now, what do you think the effect of that will be?
And now they're blaming Putin for the escalation. It's like, we're arming Ukraine to the teeth, and now Putin's like, you know what? You want to keep fucking with us like this? Sending arms to a country we're at war with? We're not going to have these agreements with you anymore. Fuck you. And they're blaming Putin for that. Holy fuck.
I think
just say you hate Putin and you want to overthrow Russia, destroy Russia. Because it's like, you already hate Putin, we get it. It's all Putin's fault. It's all Putin's fault. So what do you fucking expect? You send all these arms to Ukraine to destroy Putin. He's not going to fucking play ball with you in nuclear agreements anymore. So shut the fuck up and stop expecting otherwise.
Any step back from these nuclear arms control treaties is a bad thing.
I understand why Lenin was he had such a burning, passionate hatred for these opportunistic pieces of shit, fucking imperialist shills of international social democracy. I mean, Scott, you're a fucking opportunist shill. You're a fucking bitch. You're just fucking towing the Democrat line, caving into the Democrat line. You're a fucking spineless coward, fucking virtue signaling to fucking Democrats because you're so fucking sick of being an outsider when it comes to this fucking conflict. You know exactly what the cause of this fucking war is if you were a so-called Marxist fucking Leninist. And you're fucking sitting here being like, well, to be fair, what Putin did was really bad and dangerous, actually. You're a fucking opportunist. You're a spineless shill. Fuck you, Scott.
The threat of nuclear war is too kind of horrifying to imagine. And, you know, these people are playing with fire. And it's obvious that...
Who are these people?
You know, we need to be forthright about the fact that the United States government and NATO are ceaselessly fueling the flames, provoking violence. But this is also...
But watch what he's gonna say.
Also, you know, Putin is not, you know, an innocent victim either.
There we go. Now let's see what he has to say. So this is like Scott. He's living in a country which is pumping billions of fucking dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, fanning the flames of the conflict, prolonging the conflict. He has the fucking gall and the audacity to start bitching about Putin. He's a fucking chauvinist. He's a social chauvinist. He's a Hitlerite, and he's a fucking opportunist. Fuck Scott.
We need peace. We need a solution that...
Thank you, Pavel.
Largest anti-war protests in history didn't stop the war in Iraq.
Exactly.
Expresses some modicum of care for the vast majority of the people of this planet who would be the losers in any nuclear war.
Yeah, so Putin should just, fully give up his country's sovereignty in the name of the indigenous tribes in the Amazon. Shut up, Scott.
This isn't
Remember when Che was like, you know what? Fuck it. Bay of Pigs, let's just unleash the nukes. Let's destroy half the fucking world. That's what Mao said. We're not going to become slaves. We will destroy half the world before we become slaves. That's what they were saying.
A question of, as Rosanna said, of taking sides at all. It's a question of what can we do here in this country right now to secure a decent future for the people of...
I can tell like a fucking snake when I see one. Just a slimy piece of shit. Just a scumbag. That's what this guy is. He's a scumbag. Fuck you, Scott. You bitch. You're going to be excommunicated from anything relating to the Communist Party. You may have your little cope circle, your little fake Communist Party. You can sit in your room and you can have your Zoom meetings with 100 viewers, and you can pretend you're the Communist Party. We're going to be the real Communist Party, I promise you. Promise you that much. We're leaving you behind.
Of this planet. Nuclear war is something that cannot be allowed to happen.
Well, and that's why we need to vote for Biden, because that's what's going to prevent that.
Cannot be allowed to happen. You know, I wish they would show that movie that they showed back in the day after. You remember that, Anita?
Dude, this party's so in touch. The day after. It was aired November 20th, 1983 on ABC television. It was a war. It's like, yeah, let's air a fucking film from 1983. Shut up, dude.
The day after a nuclear, because the people don't like.
Whatever happened to the T-Rex? Whatever happened to the Triceratops? I remember back in the day, we had megafauna roaming. Well, whatever happened? Rosanna, Whatever happened to that Pangea? You remember that Pangea? We gotta bring Pangea back. I remember back in the day when they had Pangea. What happened to that? You know that Pangea? With the dinosaurs and, you know, the Tyrannosaurus Rex who was running around the big legs. We gotta bring that back.
Really comprehend the absolute devastation that a nuclear, even limited so-called use of battlefield nuclear weapons would be a terrible, terrible disaster and difficult to contain. And there have been threats. We might even use nuclear weapons, Mr. Putin said. And China this morning, Anita, put forward a 12-point position paper.
Why does he say Anita? Like, what is he virtue signaling here? Is he like, I'm still in the good graces of the women in this call. I am still in the good graces of the women in this call, am I not? I am still in the good graces of the women in this call, am I not? Am I not still in the good graces of the women in this call, Anita? Am I not still in the good graces of the women in this call, Rosanna? Am I not still within the good graces of the females in this call, Anita? Isn't that right, Anita? The females in this call, I'm still in the good graces with. Isn't that right, Rosanna?
On the contrary.
Well, I know I'm in the good graces with Taryn. Oh boy, Taryn. I know I'm in the good graces with Taryn. I know that.
Conflict in Europe, Ukraine, on the invasion, calling for, among other things, one, respecting the sovereignty of all countries, two, abandoning the Cold War mentality. Glad they called for that, and military blocs, a ceasefire, and the threat of the use of nuclear weapons. Do you think that the Chinese position, Anita, is a viable path
No,
forward?
you're opportunistically invoking the Chinese position, which is predicated on something Zelensky's not even coming to the table for. The Chinese 12-point plan is predicated on Zelensky respecting Donetsk, Luhansk, and Crimea. And he doesn't even accept Crimea to Russia, right? So that's your problem, Joe. China's not asking Russia to give up Donetsk, Luhansk, and Crimea. So that's the problem, Joe. Ball's in your court to stop being an Adolf Hitler fascist, making apologia for the genocidal Banderites.
Forward?
I certainly do, Joe, and you're right. We used to call that thinking the unthinkable about the outcome of a nuclear proliferation and conflict. I think we really need this peace conference that's coming up to really set ourselves on a good road. I mean, I think the Communist Plus here that we have to offer is an analysis of who's profiting from the war.
Please analyze that.
In Ukraine, who's suffering. I mean,
okay, so give your analysis. I haven't seen it.
There's suffering going on all around the world as a result of this conflict. And China, Brazil, other countries are stepping up and saying, we need a peaceful solution. We need to work towards a political solution to this. And the United States doesn't seem to be on board with that at all. And I don't know what Biden is using this for, but it's not good. But I think when you think about the $50 billion that we've already spent, if that money had been able to be available to meet human needs, it would have gone very, very far. So I really think we ought to join with China.
You know what, Anita? That might be not half bad saying that, but we don't forgive you, Anita. You're not going to be part of the future Communist Party. You're a fraud. You are corrupt. And you are still with Taryn Fivek. And you are still with Joe Hitler, Adolf Joe.
And respect what they're saying on paper instead of accusing them of having a hidden agenda, which is what the Secretary of State did this past week. So, there are forces for
Watch the pushback against what Anita says.
Peace in the world. The strategy of trying to isolate Putin has not worked. He still has a lot of partners around the world. We can't go with that strategy anymore. We really need to get everybody sitting down at the table and talking.
Scott interrupted Joe. Who's the real alpha male now? We don't know. It's the beta male wars. Beta Joe Sims and beta Scott. Both beta males. Joe Sims, you are a beta. Scott, you are a beta. But Joe Sims, we used to like you. We don't like you anymore, Joe. You're a beta male. Beta male Adolf Sims. That's what your name is, Joe.
Go ahead, Scott.
Look how angry he looks. Thank you, Orwell.
Joe Sims is the Joe Biden of communism.
You know what? It's like Joe and Scott. It's like they're competing over the women. Joe's always he always has to throw a lifeline. Ain't that right, Rosanna? Ain't that right, Anita? You never hear Scott saying that, do you? Because Joe is marking his territory, right? And Scott just fucking interrupted him, and they're gonna come to blows. You look how angry Joe. He legitimately looks upset. He legitimately looks upset here. Okay? There is some tension going on between these two. And who do I side with? It's like Adolf Hitler versus the Austrian painter. It's like, who do you side with? Adolf Hitler versus Mussolini. It's like, what do you. It's hard to make a choice here. But I really don't like Scott. If Scott was gone out of the party, I wouldn't mind. If Joe was gone, I don't know if this guy could keep a party together in the first place. We'd benefit either way, honestly. So may the best man win, honestly.
That's the part of the tragedy of this whole war is that when the current president of Ukraine, Zelensky, was elected, his platform was peace.
This guy's actually a Banderite. This is like a Stepan Bandera azovite making apologia for fucking Zelensky. Yeah, why did Zelensky wasn't the real president, though? Because he didn't really have power. The people who had power were the people fighting with guns, the people actually with guns fighting in the Donbass against the Donetsk and Luhansk Republic, you fucking idiot, Scott. Maybe if you knew a goddamn thing about Marxism, you'd understand that all power comes out of a barrel of a fucking gun. Doesn't matter how the oligarch puppet Zelensky, the actor, doesn't matter what he was saying at that point in time. Dude, he claims to know about Marxism, and he's making it seem like the situation in Ukraine was defined by Zelensky's dumb campaign slogans and phrases. Dude, Zelensky was a puppet of a specific oligarch in Ukraine who totally bankrolled his campaign. And now Zelensky's become a fucking dictator who's banned all opposition, censored all opposition. It's like, you're an idiot, dude.
And the massive electoral victory that brought him into office was a mandate for peace. And there were concrete steps toward peace between Ukraine and Russia, toward a peaceful settlement of the situation in the autonomous.
What about Minsk? You don't know your history, dude. Minsk. What about Minsk 1, Minsk 2, which Ukraine signed and was party to?
The Donbass. region.
Yeah, so they did Minsk, and then Ukraine violated it anyway because the Azov battalion doesn't give a fuck about what Zelensky wants.
Toward, economic cooperation. And that's something that was...
Thank you so much, Sam.
Zelensky is less of a president than President Soide.
You know what? Literally. It's like, yeah. Zelensky is the President Sunday of presidents.
Just unacceptable to NATO, and especially to U.S. fossil fuel corporations who are desperate to keep Russia out of the European energy market. So everything possible was done to sabotage those steps toward peace. And that rhetoric has continued, and that strategy has continued right up to now with, the reaction to in the U.S. to China's calls for a ceasefire and for negotiations, with I believe Blinken saying, this is not the right time for peace. Effectively, like we need to, we've got Russia on the ropes. We need to keep pressing. So
all day, every day is the time for peace, and all of those things that you just described, Scott, that don't justify the invasion, though.
Holy fuck, Joe is literally Hitler here. He has literally gone full Adolf Hitler. Oh my god, look at this. This guy's gotten the woo-hoo-hoo sucked out of him by Taryn. You just know that, whoa! Oh my god! You just know this guy Joe Sims. Look how angry he look. Look how angry he looks. Joe Sims, he just, woo! He's on a war path against Russia, and not anything that gets in the way between him and Taryn. Nothing gets in the way between him and Taryn. Okay? Russia wants to get in the way between Joe Sims and Taryn. Joe will go full Adolf Hitler 1941. Operation Barbarossa mode. Because that Taryn, oh, he likes that Taryn. Joe Sims likes that Taryn. She's been in his ear. And where else? I don't know.
I mean, it don't.
Not for a second. But it was, decades of provocation.
It's like a standoff. It's like a standoff. Joe is just trying to say some shit to push back against Scott because Scott interrupted it. So he went full Adolf Hitler mode. He's got to protect his territory. This guy's a threat, and he's got to make sure he's got it on lockdown.
Provocations by NATO gave Putin an opportunity to step into a trap, basically, and I think that's what happened. It was a provocation that he took the bait, and here we are.
Look at his face.
Part of the trap was in his own mind, because remember, a few months later, he said, "There's really no such thing as Ukraine, y'all."
There isn't. Not historically.
Oh, it's all part of Russia.
It's true. Historically, it's true.
It was some phony thing that Lenin devised in order to...
I mean, that's what Rosa Luxemburg said as well. That was the opinion of some of the Bolsheviks at the time. What Lenin did was really controversial. Maybe he, at the time, was justified in doing it, but from a long-term historical perspective, it's pretty much true.
Settled.
And then he started talking the nonsense about, the West doesn't understand that whole concept of like a conflict between the West and
Western leftist moment. Yeah, there's no different civilizations. Like, yeah, the West is this, everyone's just like us, all right? Everyone's just like me. Everyone has the same culture and worldview that I do as an American. Look at this chauvinist dumb fuck. This guy's an idiot. Oh, the West? You mean the place that's like colonized the world and like took over the fucking world and still maintains hegemony? It's like we get kicked out of the party because we're racist and we're patriotic racists and we're chauvinists. And here's Scott saying that the West doesn't impose its values. Dude, Russia lost over 20 million people to the West. Adolf Hitler, representing Western civilization, attacked Russia for being backward Asiatic subhumans coming from Genghis Khan. Russians were never accepted into the so-called West, fully at least, and they were always associated with Asia. And you're fucking sitting here saying that this is not about the West. This is not about the West. What? What do you mean it's not about the West? It's not about the West. It's not about the West. It's not about the West. It's just like these are the countries that fervently are the most antagonistic to Russia. It's not about the West. Look at Australia's not in the West. And look at Japan. Okay? It's not about the West. Look at this fucking dumb fuck. It's just like not about the West at all, even though these are the countries that are waging their crusade against Russia. It's not about the West, dude. It's not about the West. This whole thing about like the West, you know, it's just like not real. It's not a real thing. Like these are the ones who are pushing for war the most and trying to help Zelensky the most. It's not real. It's not real. Shut up, Scott. You're such a dumb fuck. I can't wait to fucking take over the party from dumb fucks like you, Scott. You're not a communist. You're not part of the Communist Party. You're a fucking idiot. What a dumbass. What a waffling dumbass this fucking Scott guy is. And Scott, you don't have balls is what you don't have. Joe Sims, look at his facial expression. He's calling you a bitch, Scott. He's saying you're not the alpha male, I'm the alpha male, you're the beta. And instead of standing up for yourself, you just submit to your true alpha, Joe Sims. Look at his face. Look at Joe's face. I mean, I'm going to snip this. I'm taking because look at Joe's face. I mean, this is not someone who you're having a discussion with. This is somebody who's staring you down, calling you out, calling you a bitch, saying you ain't shit, okay? I mean, I mean, look at this, all right? This is not someone, you know, look at that, Scott. That's who you were dealing with. This dude is not here to have a discussion with you. He's trying to see, are you going to push back or are you going to submit? And you just submitted like a bitch, Scott. See, I'm an alpha male. I will challenge Joe Sims, but he can keep his harem. I don't want his harem. He can keep that. But I am challenging him because he thinks he's the leader of the CPUSA and he's not. But, Scott, you just folded like a bitch, dude. Straight up. Straight up folded like a bitch. This dude just got punked.
He looks
Thank you,
like
Void.
a black Vuko.
Appreciate you, Void. I mean, yeah, but let's just talk about how Scott just folded like a paper. I mean, Scott is supposed to represent the younger blood coming in the party, educating these. Yeah, I mean, it was NATO's fault. And then Joe's like, no, it was Putin's fault. Oh, yeah, Adolf Sims, you're right. Dude, you just got bitched out, Scott. By Adolf Sims. All right? Oh, my God. This is just a battle going on. That's a battle going on. That is a battle, okay?
And Russia is whoever's mouth it comes out of. It's kind of nonsense. I think.
Yeah, it's nonsense to acknowledge Western chauvinism and hegemony over the world. So true, Scott. You're totally not a chauvinist.
That's some of that Alexander Doogan talking. I want
to. There we go. Here it is. Here's that Taryn. Woo! Oh my God! That's that Taryn. He just got it sucked out of him. All his sense and reason. And that's that Alexander Doogan. That's that. Oh, that's what that bitch Taryn talks about. All the time yapping in my ear. That bitch at Taryn is yapping in his ear 24/7 about that Alexander Doogan. Let's get that again.
Recently, with respect to the war.
Imagine if the real Doogan found out about this bumbling fucking idiot talking about him. Imagine how Doogan would react. He would probably just be baffled at the stupidity of this fucking person. Like, he would be this, like, random fucking dumb fuck.
Misconceptions about where we stand as any with respect to the war and how the National Committee talking. I want to.
It's kind of nonsense, I think.
That's some of that Alexander Doogan talking.
It comes out of it's kind of nonsense, I think.
That's some of that Alexander Doogan talking.
Yeah, he hasn't read any Doogan. He doesn't know anything about Doogan. It's just what Taryn said. It's just what Taryn said. Look at this guy. He's got. Thank you.
How much Doogan do you think Joe Sims has read?
0. Apps. I think he's read a total. Let's be generous here. 0. I think he's read no Alexander Doogan at all. But guys, speaking of that Alexander Doogan talking, like we got to talk about that Alexander Doogan talking, because this is this is the smug Chudjack. This literally looks like the smug Chudjack. This dude's figured it out. This dude's figured it out. He's a puzzle. He's solving the puzzle. He's got the puzzle pieces all lined up. He's got it all lined up. And he solved it. That's right. He figured it out. That Alexander Doogan talking. Taryn briefed him and also debriefed him on a number of issues. That's, he got the rundown and it went down. But he knows all about that Doogan guy from Taryn. But he didn't read Doogan. He just, that Taryn, he knows all about it.
Mouth that comes out of it's kind of nonsense, I think.
That's some of that Alexander Doogan talking. I want to restate, Rosanna, the Communist Party's position at the National Committee meeting just recently.
So here it is. So Joe, I want to actually inform you, Joe. As a person who has a larger following than you, Joe, I want to officially inform you that you are not a spokesperson for the Communist Party. We here in the IGG community decide the position of the Communist Party, of which you have no part. It's our party, it's not your party. We're in your party, by the way. And we are actually defining the party line, Joe. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it, Joe. You can keep unleashing your Twitter bots against me all you want. Keep unleashing the Twitter bots. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Suck my dick. You can't do shit. It's our party. You're not going to have any part of it. I'm the alpha male, Joe. Like, Joe, look at me. Look at me. Joe Sims. This for you.
Base.
Joe Sims.
Make that a dono alert
Thank you,
sound.
Backtrack.
_ sun gorilla : sun gorilla : cruel : sun
I'm gonna show.
gorilla :
I'm gonna show
Doogan
Joe who's
Alexander
boss.
Doogan talking.
I'm showing Joe who's boss. Joe, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now, Joe. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. I'm the boss. I'm letting Joe know I'm not Scott. I'm not like that Scott dude. I'm the boss, Joe. I win. Simple as that. That's the position. I'm laying it down. Ain't that right, Rosanna? Ain't that right, Anita? And they agree with me, Joe. They don't agree with you no more. Rosanna, what's the real line of the Communist Party? The real line of the Communist Party is that we are fully against sending arms to Ukraine, as Anita pointed it out. And we will not condemn anything Russia has done. We have no right to condemn that because it's none of our fucking business. And we are the one breathing down Russia's neck. Our government is. We want to form a counter-hegemonic popular movement against the status quo, against monopoly capital. That's the line, Joe Sims. You seem to have gotten it mistaken, gotten it twisted. You seem to have gotten it confused. Ain't that right, Rosanna? Oh yeah, I'm saying that now, Joe. I don't respect you, Joe Sims. Usually I respect my elders. I don't respect you. I don't respect you because I know Taryn is pulling your strings, so you're not a fucking man. You're not a real man. A real man speaks for himself. You are letting Taryn pull your strings, so I don't respect you anymore, Joe. I used to respect you, I don't anymore. You have fully allowed Taryn to run wild and rampant in that fucking party. She's pulling your strings. She's decided the resolution you guys are talking. Watch this nonsense this bumbling idiot says. Look at this nonsense he says.
With respect to the...
I'm doing my own Sigma face against Joe. Ready, Joe? I'm doing the face. I'm doing the face. I'm doing the face. You understand? I'm doing the face. I'm doing the face now. Simple as that. Joe Sims, you are a beta male. You are the beta male of the party. And I'm the alpha now.
war and how to end it, just in case anybody has any illusions or misconceptions about where we stand.
We stand. You're full of shit, Joe. Okay, let me show Joe the power. One's in the chat if Joe is full of shit. And infrared is what tells you where we stand. Look at this, Joe. You don't have this many people in your party. I've been in your Zoom call, Joe. I can count 30 people in your Zoom calls. Look at my army, Joe. You want to get... Look at this dude. He's soying out. He's getting angry. He's got his panties in a bunch. You know what, Joe? That's what you get for letting Taryn Fivek take over the party. We used to respect you. We don't do it. We don't respect you no more. You understand? You're not the boss. You're not the leader. You're not the chief. You are not the commander-in-chief. You are not the commander-in-chief. You are not the commander-in-chief. You are not the commander-in-chief, Joe. You are not the commander. Joe, I'm the worst thing that's ever happened to you. I'm just some random Lebanese dude. Started a webcast on the internet. And ever since then, I just won't leave your party alone. That's what you get for repping the Communist Party. It's because you're repping the Communist Party. You're repping the logo, the brand, and the party. You can't be doing that, Joe. You're not the Communist Party. And we're taking that shit over. Simple as that. You are not the comanda. Okay? You are not the comanda. I am the captain now.
Position has been to oppose.
I can't wait to get those MAGA hats, man. I can't wait to get those MAGA hats. I'm working on it. I'm already getting some samples coming in. I don't know how long they're going to take. It might take a few weeks.
Condemn the invasion. Call for a ceasefire immediately.
Oh, you condemn the invasion. What does that mean in practical terms? What a stupid ceremonial, stupid virtue signaling, Democrat fucking bitched out fucking thing to say. Fuck you, Joe.
And negotiations. We said at the NC, Russia must return to its borders.
Or what, bitch? The fuck are you gonna do about it? You're dick riding off of America's imperial power. You're a fucking random guy in a fucking office somewhere. Who the fuck are you to demand anything from Russia? I spit on you, you bitch! Who the fuck are you to fucking demand anything? You demand, who the fuck are you, Joe? You're not an alpha like Putin is. Putin's the alpha male. You're not an alpha male, you a beta. You a beta, Joe. You think you're an alpha like Putin. No, you're not. Who the fuck are you to say anything about that? You're literally dick riding off of America's imperial power. Prostitution. It's prostitution. Prostitution for the military-industrial complex. Prostitution for the Pentagon. Prostitution for the Pentagon. That's what Joe's doing. You must do this, and if you don't, what? You gonna use America's power to force them? Because I'm gonna remind you, you're an American, Joe. So I don't know what you intend on backing your words with besides justifying your opportunistic identification and apologia for NATO and the U.S. military-industrial complex. Your country, my country, our country is the one that caused the war and is fanning the flames of the war. And yet you sit here and make demands of Putin. You are a bitch. You have no principles, and you are just as vain as Adolf Hitler himself. Joe Sims, you are giving an Adolf Hitler speech right now. You are vain like Hitler was vain, where he was going, and he was screaming on his podium, thinking that his voice is going to have the impact. See, I mean, when I say I'm taking over your party, I got the numbers to back it up. I'm saying some shit that's real. But you are given an Adolf Hitler declaration, speaking beyond your means, punching above your weight, just like Hitler was doing. You are an Adolf Hitler socialist, Joe. You're demanding shit of Russia, just like Hitler demanded shit of Russia, right? That's what you are, Joe. You're the Adolf Hitler socialist trying to run the CPUSA. Taryn Fivek Trotskyite. Trotsky and Hitler were best friends. Best friends. Trotsky said Hitler the pacifist. He wrote a thing about it. Trotsky was working with Nazi Germany. Taryn's a Trotskyist. Joe Sims is now a Trotskyist because he's got Taryn in his ear and he's got her other places too. Supposedly, allegedly. You want a dirty war, Joe? You with your Twitter bullshit, with your Twitter bots? We can wage a dirty war too on Twitter. We can do that too, by the way. And ours is believable because it's based in fact. Just want to let you know how InfoWar works. Because every time we talk about the CPUSA, some bullshit starts getting spread about Haas. If I see some bullshit spread about me, I'm just, going to use Twitter in the way that I'm entitled to as well.
And Ukraine has the right to national sovereignty.
Based on what? Who are you to say that? Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe Sims. Ukraine had a coup, unconstitutional coup. So anybody who wants to leave the Ukraine has the right to. Because they voted for Yanukovych. Yanukovych was deposed unconstitutionally by Nazi thugs in the Maidan. Joe Sims, Adolf Hitler, Joe Sims. Just like you overthrew the democratic centralism by postponing the elections. Adolf Sims. So what is Ukraine's sovereignty? You complain about January 6th. Okay, imagine if they succeeded. What then? Imagine if Trump took over without being elected, and then some Democrat states said, you know what, we're going to leave. He would be for it, because he would say, oh no, we voted for Joe Biden, and our vote don't matter, so we can, he would support it. But in Ukraine, he says the sovereignty of Ukraine. Shut the fuck up, you hypocrite. You supporting, then if you believe in the sovereignty of Ukraine, then you support the Stepan Bandera Maidan coup in 2014. Adolf Hitler, Joe Sims. You Adolf Hitler socialist. You fool.
And finally, last but not least, maybe you put it at the front, on front row.
Well, you mentioned it last.
Rosanna, NATO must stop.
Nah, Rosanna listens to me now, Joe. You need to stop invoking Rosanna's name. I'm emailing Rosanna day and night. And she's telling me shit. She's like, this Joe Sims guy's lost his marbles. We need new leadership. Anita, Rosanna, everyone. Rosanna don't listen to you anymore, Joe. She's messaging Hayes Aldine now. She's mentioning, I got 3 PhDs. I'm a president now. Who are you? You're a nobody. Why would Rosanna ever listen to you, Joe?
Expansionist efforts. I mean, they got the goddamn country surrounded. Rosanna, that's what we said at the National Committee meeting, and I think we should stick to it.
Too bad, bitch.
I agree.
Nah, she's lying. She don't agree with you.
Definitely.
Rosanna told me she's fronting.
Yes.
Rosanna told me she's fronting. That's just the 411 I got from Rosanna. She told me she was fronting. She told me that's not what I got from her. See, she's telling you different things. She's telling me different things, Joe. I mean, Rosanna, Anita, they're all telling me different things. And they telling you one thing and telling me another. But they don't not behind you, Joe. Promise you. You don't got it anymore, Joe. That's the thing. You don't got it anymore.
Let's move.
See, she's laughing at you because you a fool, Joe. You're a damn fool. She's laughing at you. She's fronting. She's capping. She's laughing. She's laughing at you, Joe. I mean, she's laughing at you. All you have is Scott. Scott is the one you turn it into a bitch, but Scott is, maybe that's what you got to do. Actually, I mean, I don't. I mean, all I'm gonna say is that Scott is the only one who's gonna have your back when all's said and done. Scott's the last person who's gonna be by your side when Rosanna and Anita are on that Hazaldine time. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have Scott. So whatever relationship you have with Scott, I mean, someone's gotta be in charge, and I guess you want to be in charge. That's okay.
The discussion.
Yep.
Other things are happening in Europe. 4-day work week.
So that's that beta male Joe Sims. So you guys heard the beta male Joe Sims, that Adolf Hitler socialist Joe Sims talking about his support for the Maidan coup. Effectively is what he's saying. He supports the Maidan coup of Stepan Bandera. And look at the comment I left for Joe Sims. It said, interesting to see Joe Sims go full Banderite and Hitlerite. Let me know if you guys can see that comment I left or if they've hidden me from the channel.
That's what we said at the National Committee.
Can you guys see that that comment when you go on their channel? Because I said, interesting to see Joe Sims go full Banderite and full Hitlerite. And that's what I said. Joe, unless I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. So that's the first thing they were saying. They had a recent one. They had a recent one that was 1 day ago.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave my comment. I'm sensing major beta energy from Joe, who seems to have lost his leadership to Taryn. Scott, no change with Scott, who has always been a beta himself. All right.
Be a very powerful movement by pro-choice people, initiated initially by doctors across the state, calling for a statewide referendum granting abortion rights. Any sense of how that's going?
Well, Joe, I really think it's going to go to the Constitution, the state constitution.
And last week, we saw in Washington a sorry example of that.
So this is all they have to talk about. Abortion. DC statehood now. What a stupid ploy to get more Democrat votes. Complaining about Fox News, because if you don't know this, Tucker Carlson blew the fucking lid off of the fake news media's reporting on a certain date you can't mention really on YouTube. But they're saying Tucker Carlson was lying. They provided no evidence. They called Tucker Carlson a liar. It was complete bullshit. And that's what their whole MO was with this jibber jabber and this nonsense.
People stole the election. Now, what the Republicans are saying and what the Biden administration conceded to.
So that's what a communist. So in this day and age of crisis, the breakdown of the unipolar imperialist world order, this day and age of transformation, the fourth industrial revolution, changes in technology, changes in culture, changes in society, changes in the geopolitical situation, and almost a revolutionary situation, dissatisfaction with the government, popular unrest, automation, people losing jobs, all this kind of shit going on. And the CPUSA is talking about fucking abortion and some stupid Democrat ploy to get more votes with DC statehood sounds stupid, and calling Fox News fascist because Tucker Carlson was allowed to air videotapes and reveal. What do you mean it's lies? They showed us videotapes that you wanted to keep from the public, you fucking turtle. And you're telling me that's what a communist party is doing in this day and age? It's pathetic. So that's what a communist party is doing in this day and age. Bullshitting, lying through their fucking teeth, focusing on a bunch of stupid bullshit instead of focusing on the work of reaching the working masses and creating a program of the working class. I'll tell you bullet by bullet. Nobody gives a fuck about abortion. Fuck abortion. Abortion's stupid. I don't give a fuck about it. No one else does either. Second, hands off DC. That's the most stupid fucking idea I ever heard of in my life. DC shouldn't become a state. It's a fucking desperate ploy for more votes for Democrats. Tucker Carlson, he said nothing but the truth, and he revealed tapes that Democrats wanted to keep from the public because they're the fucking ones who wanted to lie and control the optics around J6. And Tucker Carlson told the fucking truth. I commend him for doing that. I salute him for doing that. Now, can we get to the business of being a working class communist party? Now that we took care of the jibber jabber, can we start talking about what's our program for the working class in the fourth industrial revolution? What about the jobs? What about working class jobs being lost? What about the deindustrialization? What about the loss in the standard of living? What about the degrowth agenda? What about the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset? What about the things Americans care about? What about the erosion of the civil liberties? What about the things that matter to the working people of this country? What about inflation? What about the gas crisis? What about all this shit, man? You're a fraudulent, fake bitch party. Party of Bukharin and Trotskyites. And William Z. Foster was never able to purge all of them. Y'all know that. William Z. Foster couldn't purge them all. And that's why they have this party, the Bukharin.
Take initiative to
Take the profits that they extract from.
That's just some beta energy. Straight up beta energy. That's all you got to see is this beta energy coming out of the Scott guy. It's just beta out of beta out of beta energy. It's just beta energy. That's just beta energy. Just beta after beta energy. Count me unimpressed that this is a so-called communist party. That's a fake communist party. That's not a real communist party. What a joke. What a joke. What a laughing stock. What a ridiculous pretension. What an absurdity. What a damn absurdity. What a damn absurdity. But I got some shit to show you guys. I've got some shit to show you guys. Who wants to debate? Cyberson wants to debate, but he's banned? What happened to that? What's going on there? So if you guys don't know the 411 on the news, let me give you some news. Let me give some news. I'm going to briefly cover some news from Twitter. So there's some shit going on. Now let me tell you what's going on here. The based president of Mexico, AMLO, is responding to quote-unquote Republican invasion threats. He said they better change the way they're treating Mexico or we start an information campaign to ensure not a single Hispanic vote goes to Republicans. Good for AMLO. He's protecting his country. He's defending his country. I support him. But I want to add some context to this because before the opportunists, leftists, think this is about MAGA, it's not. The Republicans in question are the neocons and the rhinos who are anti-MAGA. It's people like Dan Crenshaw, the bitch, Dan bitch Crenshaw, who is a bitch, and Lindsey Graham, Lindsey pervert Graham. So these are not these are not MAGA people. These are establishment, rhino, neoconservative Republicans. Fuck them. And, he's going to get briefed on the intelligence, and he'll know. He'll say, yeah, I mean, Trump's my friend. Because AMLO and Trump are friends, by the way. And it's not Trump who's calling for an invasion. It's Lindsey Graham and Eye Patch McCain, the neocon. So that's some added context. But if Trump was saying that, AMLO would be justified to say this too. But Trump didn't say that, and MAGA didn't say that. It was the establishment wing that was saying that and pushing for that, right? But we support AMLO. We will always support Mexico in its defense of its own territorial sovereignty. We are not going to be on board with any U.S. invasion under any pretext of Mexico. Period. Leave Mexico alone. Leave Mexico the fuck alone. You better leave Mexico alone. That's our stance. I don't care if it's Trump or Lindsey Graham. You want to leave Mexico alone. Period. And why? Because you don't want someone rolling in military in your backyard, so don't do it to another person. Unless you're a fucking globalist shill you can understand the basic justice between men. Basic justice between men. Don't go fucking with someone's backyard and they won't come fucking with you. Period. You can say, oh, what about all the illegal immigration? That's not AMLO's fault. AMLO's trying to curb that. AMLO doesn't want that either. AMLO wants to develop his own country so there doesn't need to be a bunch of illegal immigration. You know? So don't blame AMLO for that shit. He's trying to purge the globalists in Mexico. AMLO's trying to get rid of Mexican globalism. He doesn't want all this bullshit, right? So stop fucking with AMLO and stop fucking with Mexico. That's what we have to say. You know, we're not a country of savage barbarians who have no morals, no ethics, and no basic decent humanity. We're going to go and fucking invade people. Based on what right? That's not how our country was supposed to be founded. You know, you invade Mexico. Let me tell you something. You invade Mexico, then you're going to invite a forever war on our border. Is that what you want? Forever wars in the Middle East? How much did that fuck America up? You want a forever war on our border with Mexico? That's a disaster. That's a disaster. That would accelerate conditions of crime, poverty, drugs, chaos. It would create chaos. No good can come from that for Americans. I promise you, no good would come from it. No good would come from it. Canada, on the other hand, this is a different story, okay? No good would come from it in the case of Mexico. I respect Mexico. You know, say, Haas, why do you respect Mexico, not Canada? Because Canada is a fake country created by Britain, and Mexico was a country founded by the pueblos, the people, came and took up and made their own country by the force of arms and a revolution. Those Mexicans, they've got the mustaches. That means that's the man. You know what I mean? They got their own country. I respect it. I respect them, you know? You got to respect the Mexicans because they got their own shit locked down. That's their own country. They took it over. It's theirs. You know what I mean? They're cowboys down there. You don't know that. The Mexicans are cowboys. They came and took their own country. It's their own. Canada, that was a fake thing made by Britain. To fuck with us, by the way. Britain made Canada to fuck with America. Prevent America from, making a land bridge with Russia through Alaska. That's why I did it. They wanted to break up our relations with Russia. So, you know, we respect Mexico. I don't respect Canada. It's part of the Commonwealth. It's a fake country. I don't respect it. But I respect Mexico. I mean, Mexico, that's a real country. They made that country, right? You got to respect Mexico. In other news, geopolitical news, we're talking about peace between Iran and Saudi Arabia. So the mini Cold War in the Middle East between these two countries. And guess who brokered peace? China. China brokered peace between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Can you believe it? Who knew it would be that fucking easy? America has never wanted peace. America has only wanted to divide people. America spent all its fucking time trying to get everyone against Iran, dividing everybody. China comes in. You know what China comes in and says? Here's what China did. The Chinese came to the Middle East and they said, Iran, Saudi Arabia, sit down at the table. Economic cooperation, prosperity, wealth, trade, peace, diplomatic relations. We all grow together. Petro yuan, overthrow the U.S. hegemony, meddling in our affairs. We all go about our business. Let's all sit around the table, smoke a cigar. Sit at the table, business-like. Business-like peace. Business like peace. Business like peace. Business like peace. The Chinese came straightforward. Hey, why are we fighting? We don't got to fight. Let's just sit down at the table. Business like peace. See, Iran and Saudi Arabia, all they needed was a bigger power to come and set the negotiation table. Because who's going to make the negotiation table? Is Iran going to make the table? No, they're not going to accept that. But if a neutral party comes in who's a moral guide, like China, comes in, China, the oldest civilization, the moral guide of humanity right now, right? Come down, set the table. Iran says, we're the neutral party. They created the context for peace. China created the context for peace between these countries. Damn. So everywhere the US goes, they're creating war. But everywhere China goes, they're trying to create peace because China's about the business. Business like peace. That's what China's about. That's what China wants. That's what China's interested in. It's quite simple as that. It's quite as simple as that. Okay? And, that's their business-like approach. They're not about the bullshit. Everyone gets a BK stacker, tiny dancer, 2 linebackers, to each their own burger swagger. Satisfaction buffet at BK. Stop! Nadia can't sing it. I banned her from singing it because she always gets the lyrics wrong. But we're gonna sing it.
Everyone gets a BK stacker.
Tiny dancer.
2 linebackers.
To each their own. Burger swagger. Satisfaction buffet.
At BK, have it your way. Everyone gets a BK stacker.
Tiny dancer.
2 linebackers.
To each their own. Burger swagger. Satisfaction buffet.
At BK, have it your way. Everyone gets a BK stacker. 2
You guys are asking, why did I memorize this commercial? Because when we were watching the 3-Body Problem, which was on YouTube, on the TV, this commercial would always come up. This one in particular would always come up. So I decided, I got to put up with it. I have to watch it. I decided to fall in love with the song and memorize it. And now I sing it every day and night. Every time I wake up and every time I go to bed, I recite this song. It's a beautiful song.
I'm not allowed to sing it.
No, Nadia's not allowed to sing it. Because she always gets it wrong. She's supposed to sing the female line, and she always gets wrong the line where she says, to each their own burger swagger. She doesn't know how to sing it. So I banned her from singing the song. She doesn't know how to do the to each their own burger swagger part. You guys think it's a joke? It's not a joke. We've been fighting about this shit. I'm not even kidding. But she always gets it wrong. So yeah. But I just you look at this commercial and I'm so obsessed with it because the way the guy driving says it.
Everyone gets a BK stacker.
The way he says, everyone gets a BK stacker. It's like, I want a BK stacker.
Everyone gets a...
This guy, I don't know why it's such an effective way of singing it.
Everyone gets a BK stacker.
Tiny dancer.
2 linebackers.
To each their own. Burger swagger.
It's really cringe when she said that, but it's believable. Is this my mom? I feel like this commercial makes it this is my mom now. She's like, it's a combination of endearing and cringe. She's like, to each their own. Oh, I get to have some burger swagger? Really? To each their own burger swagger. So we all get burgers. All of us. We all get our own burger swagger. You know, it's like, she's saying it. I mean, this is my favorite part of the whole thing, honestly, because it's so cringe, but I just can't look away. It's really cringe what she says, but it's MK Ultra effective.
To each their own. Burger swagger. Burger swagger.
It's like, to each their own burger swagger. We all get our own burger.
To tiny dancer.
Two linebackers.
To each their own. Burger swagger.
Like, I want to be in the car getting a burger, you know? And my own burger. Like, imagine if instead of those people, it's me. And they go, everyone gets a BK stacker. Haz Aldin, YouTube streamer. And then she sings this to me. You know what I mean? Imagine me in the seatbelt. This is making me want to go to Burger King. I will go buy all the burgers at Burger King because of this ad. Okay? I will go to Burger King myself and buy these burgers because I'm not even hungry for burgers. I'm just like, why am I missing out on this shit? You know, so I'm going to email the guy who made this ad. I'm emailing him. The guy who made this ad. Whoever made this, I'm going to email them, send them a long email, 20 pages. I'm going to say, you changed my life. Thank you so much for giving me this ad while I was trying to watch the 3 Body Problem on YouTube. At first, I was annoyed of it and it was forced, but I started to watch it over and over again. And eventually, I started to realize Burger King is my life now. And I'm going to email him thanking him for this ad. I'm going to send him an email. Tell him how much I appreciate what he's done.
Satisfaction buffet.
And BK, have it your way.
But there's bacon. I gotta say, I can't have the bacon in it, but, you know. And then there's another one that went past my radar, because I don't see ads. I don't see ads. But apparently this one was popular. Thank you so much, Chris.
Chad American Pragmatic Family will produce the burgers and play football no matter what the blue hairs say.
That's what I noticed. That maybe that's it. It's like the commercial is so oddly normal, you know? It's like a normal family. And I find that so profound. It's like, huh? There's no woke anything. It's just like a normal American family, you know? There's something about it, but there's another famous one that everyone really likes.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill taste with perfect toppers. I rule this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that Impossible or bacon Whopper, any Whopper my way. You rule, your season the day.
That's what Mao said, seizing the day. Seize the day. This is the cultural revolution of fast food.
And BK, have it your way.
I mean, that shit looks good. I'm not gonna lie. There's some the new ad campaign for Burger King it's winning me over. And by the way, guys, I've always liked Burger King more. It's my favorite one. McDonald's is so fucking overrated. I hate McDonald's. I mean, Wendy's, I'll level with some Wendy's, but Wendy's kind of tastes like plastic sometimes. And then Taco Bell, I mean, Taco Bell's just, you know, that's just the toilet bell, because you're going to be on the toilet forever. But Burger King, I like Burger King. There's something about it, I like it. It's like, it's just Burger King. Burger King, Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? It's like Chick-fil-A. You gotta wait in line. It's pretentious. Chick-fil-A is like, oh yeah, I'm Chick-fil-A. Shut up. Shut up with that stupid. No, Chick-fil-A is overly trendy, and it's like, oh yeah, we've got the waffle fries, and we have this trendy juice we sell, and we just say, shut up. Burger King, it's a burger, it's a Whopper. They got everything. Fries, Whopper, simple food. It's simple and it makes sense to me. Nah, Burger King is it's S tier when it comes to fast food. Burger King is the best one. I'm not a hater against Chick-fil-A. Popeyes is way better than Chick-fil-A, though. I don't hate Chick-fil-A. I will eat Chick-fil-A. But you ask me what I prefer, Burger King. If you don't prefer Burger King, you're not a fucking American. McDonald's is some globalist shithole brand. You go to McDonald's. Oh, this is McDonald's. I have my AirPods on. Ooh, it's the iPod commercial. I have my iPhone at McDonald's. Oh, look at me. And McDonald's is always at the airport because it's such a globalist thing. It's a fucking pedo brand of a pedo clown. Fucking pedo McDonald's. That's what it fucking is. It's some pedo shit McDonald's. Okay? It's fucking Ronald McDonald. It's disgusting. Thank you so much, JC. Appreciate you.
Arby's is SSS tier.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Arby's in a second. But I'm not done with McDonald's. McDonald's, globalist, pedo, Epstein Island kind of shit. And it's like, oh yeah, McDonald's is with Disney. We're like the legitimate brand. And Burger King is with Shrek. Shrek is a Maoist. That's like you know what I mean? The plain spoken brand. It's like Shrek versus Mickey Mouse. Burger King versus McDonald's. I'm with Burger King. I'm a Shrek. I'm not a Mickey Mouse dude. I'm a Shrek dude. Thank you so much, Diogenes.
I used to work at BK's corporate office. I'm actually in a training video. I used to manage like 62 restaurants. BK is owned by Brazilian VC.
Diogenes! Hook me up. Unlimited Whoppers for life. Yeah, Burger King's back and I'm here for it. Burger King's back. Yeah, Burger King is the Krusty Krab. That's what I was gonna say. It's just like that. It's like simple. The Krusty Krab. You guys ever heard this saying? It's like I'm gonna say some misogynist shit, but it's like I've heard some shit where it's like, what's that fancy restaurant? Hold on. SpongeBob restaurants. I'm gonna show you. This is the one. All right. SpongeBob restaurants. All right. Remember this one? All right. So the thing in SpongeBob is that, okay, so it's like Burger King is no titties with ass. The Chum Bucket is titties with no ass. And then the fancy one is where they got both titties and they got ass. So that's a special occasion. But most of us hardworking men out here are Krusty Krab men. We're fine with a Krusty Krab. Most of us, we can't get this, right? Most of us, plain old working class Krusty Krab type of fellows. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's not just about the titties and ass kind of thing. It's kind of more like philosophical. You know, it's like this is kind of too far out there. And then the Chum Bucket is just like garbage. Like this is like Wendy's. You know, Wendy's is good. But it's kind of like, okay, it's a little bit too much. And then the Chum Bucket, that's like Taco Bell, right? Or it's like White Castle. It's like, okay, you don't have to, you know what I mean? And then right smack in the middle is Burger King. And that's where I stand, is with Burger King. I mean, it's personality-wise, I'm a Burger King kind of guy, you know? McDonald's got good burgers? No, it don't. You brainwash yourself into thinking that. All right? Everybody here has brainwashed themselves into thinking McDonald's is good because of their brand recognition. McDonald's fries are garbage. McDonald's burgers taste like paper cuts. Now, the McChicken isn't bad. It's not bad. But it's nothing you can't get at Burger King. Burger King is real food. It's substantial, good food, wholesome food. Burger King got the fries. Burger King has the chicken. Burger King has the best burgers. That's what matters, by the way. I'm not against Taco Bell. I just think Taco Bell is for potheads most of the time. Because you go to Taco Bell and it's like, what is this? It's just like, okay, a taco. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Let's talk about real food, American food. Five Guys, but that's out there, man. Five Guys is like, that's, you know, fucking fine dining. The Five Guys is not regular. It's like there's a Burger King next to the gas station. Five Guys, you got to go all the way around town, in downtown. You got to go all the way. This is just right next to the gas station, you know. Burger King is the place to be. It's the best one. McDonald's is fucking garbage, okay? The only thing McDonald's got going for them is the McChicken. Name me one thing on McDonald's menu that's better than Burger King. Name me one thing. Now, I'll say something. All right? If you're one of those people that eats those nasty Arby's meats, they go, we have the meats. Shut up, Arby's. Those meats are disgusting. Arby's one time had some fried chicken that was good, but that sliced deli meat that Arby's uses is nasty and disgusting, and you're a goddamn wild animal if you're eating that shit. You know, that's like, not to be vulgar, but that Arby's bologna sandwich is just vulgar and disgusting, all right? That shit is disgusting. It's like some nasty folded, nasty flip-floppy. That's some floppy sandwiches, okay? Those are disgusting. But Arby's has the best out of any fast food joint. Everyone agrees on this. No one disagrees. They have the best fries. They've got the best curly fries, okay? Arby's, without a doubt, has the best fries out of any of the places. Burger King comes second. But Arby's fries, nobody can deny that Arby's fries are the best. I'd love to see anyone deny that. You can't deny that. The curly fries at Arby's, there's no competition. All right? Now, let me talk a little bit about, I want to see, do you guys have Jimmy John's, or is that just a Michigan thing? Jimmy John's. Because someone mentioned Subway, and I want to be clear about where I stand on Subway. So I was in Austin, Texas, and they had a Jimmy John's. So just to get to the sub sandwiches type of thing, Subway is fucking disgusting. It's literally a floppy, disgusting mess. Subway is floppy, disgusting, messy shit sandwiches. Whereas Jimmy John's, perfection. You know why I love Jimmy John's? Because they don't let their workers unionize. At Jimmy John's, it's like they bringing back the fucking 1910s labor laws. So when you work at Jimmy John's, they're whipping you and shit. And it creates excellence. Diamonds are created under pressure. So at Jimmy John's, it's all perfect. The sandwich, nice, tight, nothing falls out, coherent, smooth sandwich. It's efficient and it works. Because at Jimmy John's, it's like they're tyrants. You know, they're really harsh on those workers there. Subway, there's a guy picking his ass. He's just, you know, he's lazy. So, Jimmy John's, it's like an assembly line, okay? Jimmy John's has no labor protections at all, and that's why it's so good. Nobody wants to admit this, but it's fact. It's true. It's a coherent, tight, effective, edible sandwich. Jimmy John's Turkey Tom. It's like you get the Jimmy John's, the Turkey Tom, or you can get that, what's the one? the number 10, I think. Is it the number 10? You can get the tuna, the turkey tom, or the Hunter's Club. That's what it is. Hunter Club. Make sure you don't get no bacon. But you get the Hunter's Club with the beef. That one's pretty good. The problem with Subway is the choice thing. Oh, you have so many choices. I don't want choices. I want you to efficiently make good sandwiches. Number 1, 2, 3. I want numbers. I don't want customization. I just want prefixed, perfect sandwiches. When has a Turkey Tom ever let me down? When has the Hunter's Club ever let me down? When has their tuna ever let me down? Never. They make it all right. You know? And in the sandwich, here's the beautiful thing about sandwiches. Because I have a message for America. This is my most important message for America right now on the subject of fast food. Okay? So this is my message for America. Whoever mentioned Jersey Mike's, you are like a fucking animal, dude. Can you chill? The Jersey Mike's? Dude. Why do you need a sandwich that big? Thank you, Chris Moran.
Subway steals labor from its customers by making them decide how to make the sandwich. I want a damn sandwich that
Exactly.
someone else
Thank you so
makes.
much, Chris Moran. They're stealing our labor by wasting our time and making us decide on all these options. I have a message for America on the topic of sandwiches, okay? It's so fucking important. I'm doing a Karen for all of America. Dear America. Dear planet Earth. Maybe it's not just an American problem, it's a planet Earth problem. A sandwich is something you're supposed to be able to eat without any cutlery. Fuck! It's something you're supposed to eat with no cutlery. Okay? This is my big speech. When you have a sandwich, it's also supposed to be something clean. Meaning you eat the sandwich and you don't have to take your clothes to the laundry immediately after because you're not running in the mud, in mud with pigs. You're not rolling with pigs. You're eating like a civilized human fucking being. Therefore, the most important thing about a sandwich is that it holds. The sandwich actually needs to effectively contain the ingredients within it and allow you to eat the sandwich without it spilling and flopping around and spilling all over you and then spilling on your fucking plate where you both have to go wash your hands because you're greasy hands now and then you have to get a fork and knife and eat it on. Fuck you if that's how you make your sandwich. And look, we believe in Deng Xiaoping, free market, America, but when we take power, we're issuing a rule. Every restaurant that doesn't obey the new sandwich government ordinance, the sandwich must hold. There's going to be an agent that walks in every small business restaurant and does the sandwich test. Make me a sandwich, please. We take the sandwich, and if I can eat that sandwich without any of it spilling on me, you're okay. You get the license. But if that fucking sandwich starts spilling on the floor, spilling on the clothes, God forbid on the clothes, or on the plate, immediately the whole place has to be closed down. And that's going to be our rule. We're closing it down. If your sandwich spills and doesn't hold, you don't have a restaurant license anymore. The FDA denies you. We're going to do a new FDA. And the FDA is going to be abolished, but it's going to be called the Sandwich Inspection Agency. And the whole restaurant will be closed if your sandwich doesn't hold. Okay? And that's a fair demand to make. Closed down and turned into a museum of failed sandwiches. So to spread the message and scare people to make good sandwiches. Okay? Now, okay. we're not done with fast food. Now, a lot of you guys have mentioned shit like, oh, what about Jack in the Box and Carl's Jr. and Rallies? First of all, Rallies is cockroach sandwiches. Okay, you want Rallies? That's a cockroach burger. Those are cockroaches in the burger. Thank you, Jesse.
Costco's pizza is the people's pizza.
So I'm not entertaining Rallies. That's like complete Rallies. Like, dude, take a shower, okay? Second of all, Carl's Jr. and all this shit I've never heard of. Dude, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Just go with some Burger King, all right? I don't know what this Carl's Jack and... That must be some West Coast dumb shit. I don't give a fuck about that. A&W is good at the airport, and it's good on a road trip. So if you're on a road trip and you're just driving and you find an A&W, yeah, there's no crime. And they got good burgers, but it's not a Burger King for, like, mass consumption. It's just like once in a blue moon. And then let me tell you something about Culver's. Culver's can stay, but it shouldn't grow too much. Culver's should be at minimum 35 minutes from where you live, and it's on the highway where it belongs. Culver's is a place on the highway, right off the highway. That's where it belongs. Because when you're on a long road trip and you get off the highway and there's a Culver's, you can treat yourself to some dessert. Because we need to be honest about what Culver's is. Culver's is great. It's beautiful. I'm not against Culver's, but it's dessert. It's not like Burger King where it's like, oh, I'll eat this every Tuesday. No, Culver's is special dessert you only have on special occasions when you're on the highway and you're, yeah. So Culver's is dessert. All right? But Culver's at minimum should be 35 minutes away. That's what I think. All right? Dairy Queen, what are you, 12? Okay? Let's get real, okay? Yeah, but Culver's burgers are good, but they're dripped in butter and they're like sweet and they're not. It's not like a honest burger. Culver's is not an honest burger. It's a tasty burger. It's not an honest one like BK. Okay. KFC is good, but it's not good like Popeyes is good, and that's a fact. So KFC, I mean, if you want to feel pretentious, if you want to go to KFC, put on a fucking suit. Put on a suit, maybe wear a white suit like the Colonel himself, and treat yourself to a nice, fancy, and, but don't ever think it's anything more than that, okay? When you want to have some good chicken, go to Popeyes. When you want to feel pretentious and elevated and high class, go to KFC. It's a good feeling. I'm not telling you it's not a bad feeling. It's a good feeling. When you have that nice, clean KFC, and it's just like, oh, I'm there. Okay, get that KFC. But when you want to have some good chicken, go to Popeyes, for God's sake. You want some juicy, flavorful chicken, go to Popeyes, I think that's simple. Popeyes is obviously better. And KFC is just like, that's fancy, lavish living. I'm not saying that. Thank you so much, Beyond Liberalism.
To be real, if your sandwich isn't bursting at the seams and spilling everywhere, you're getting ripped off. But +1 for Burger King.
It's like, what do you mean? There's these, I'm sorry, Beyond Liberalism, I like you and what you do. But on the topic of fast food, you are a pervert. I'm sick of people hearing, oh, I want my sandwich to be bursting at the seams and spilling all over the place. That's pervert shit. It's like gross. Okay? That's gross. A sandwich should be consumed to be put in your mouth, not put on your clothes or the floor. I'm not one of these people who walks around with disgusting, greasy barbecue hands, shaking people's hands and opening. Oh, hey, how are you doing? I wash my hands so that there's no stickiness on them. Okay? And I also am not a guy who walks around with shit all over my clothes like a disgusting slob. We should promote cleanliness in America, tidiness and cleanliness. It's like these people who are like, oh, I like boneless wings because of how, like, sticky they are. It's like, you know what? I'm going to get attacked for this because you guys are all going to attack me. I don't give a fuck. But you're like turning food into something else. All right, it's supposed to be eaten. You're not supposed to salivate in this grotesque excesses bursting at the seams. I mean, that's just slob shit, okay? I mean, not boneless wings, boned wings. I'm for the boneless wings. I support boneless wings. But it's the people who are like, oh, I'm gonna just fucking make a mess with my wings. You know what? I have nothing to do with it, okay? I have nothing to do with that shit, okay? I'm for the boneless. It's the bones I have a problem with. And, you know, you guys have a problem with that. I don't give a fuck, okay? Now, let me say some things. On the topic of pizza, before 2011, Domino's by far had the best pizza, period. Okay? By far, without a doubt. Okay? Without a doubt, had the best. And then they changed their ingredients in 2011. I remember when it happened because I was going into freshman year of high school, and I'd always have friends over. We'd be playing video games, watching scary movies and shit, doing prank calls, and we'd always be getting Domino's. And then they changed their ingredients, and we noticed it. They started to put these spices and shit on their pizza, which it became a diaper pizza. It started to taste like diaper. Go ahead and defend their ingredient change. Anyone who defends Domino's ingredient change that happened in 2011, where they added the diaper spices, the pizza started tasting like diaper because they wanted to flavor it. I blame wokeness for that. Because they wanted a flavor. It was like some woke shit. Oh, we don't want it plain anymore. Ooh, we want to be special. Fuck you. It tastes like diaper now. And it still probably tastes like that. Because before, Domino's used to have a nice, honest, plain cheese pizza that tasted very fair and very good. Now, see, I'm really careful to like name pizzas because I don't want to like dox myself. Because like a lot of these are kind of local to me, and they're like specific. I don't even know if they're chains, but I like grew up with them, so I don't want to mention them. But I think you guys probably know where I grew up. So let's say it's between Little Caesars and Domino's before 2011. I mean, there's no fucking competition. Domino's was better. Domino's was the fucking best. Okay? Domino's was the fucking best. Okay? But then they changed it into diaper, and then all bets are off. Even a shitty pizza is better than Domino's at that point. So the best pizza, I mean, I don't know if I can mention it without like actually revealing. Shit, so I gotta be careful. Okay, they got it. I don't know. Well, this is a Metro Detroit, and Detroit specific pizza joint. So I'm probably fair to mention it. CC's. Are you talking about CC's? I don't think I've had much CC's. No, I've not had CC's. I don't know what... No. I don't know about that CC shit. Thought you grew up in Dearborn? Yeah, I just want to be very... I'm being extra careful, though. But, deep dish... Okay, the best pizza is the New York style, where it's thin and big. All you guys who like the Chicago style, where it's like... You guys are fucking, like... It's not pizza anymore. It's like fucking lasagna. Get a fork and knife and eat it, you fucking idiot. The New York and Texas style. So in Austin, Texas, they have that same style where it's like flat and big. And you can fold it if you want. That's the best one. But the deep dish that they got in Chicago where it's like fat. What a stupid pizza. Chicago pizza's dog shit. I usually defend the Midwest on everything. But Chicago's pizza is fucking garbage, okay? And I'm usually against New York on most things. New York takes the fucking W when it comes to pizza. And, you know, I want the choice. I'm an American libertarian. I want the choice. If I want to fold my fucking pizza and make it thick, if I feel like it, I'll do it. But I want the choice to eat my pizza thin. And deep dish takes that choice from you. They rob you of that fucking choice and say you're having a good time. No, I'm not. One slice, I will fold it. And then another slice, I won't fold it. And that's the beauty of choice. And that choice matters to me. Also, the New York style is less messy all around, and it's just better. It's like, it's good, it's better, it's tastier. I don't think there's much room for debate on that. I don't. There really isn't. Okay? There really isn't. Now, there's all these other new age places like, what is that fucking place? It's big in California on the West Coast. What is that shit called? It's a burger place, but it's like fancy. It's like the Chick-fil-A of burgers. Nadia knows about it because she likes it. But I'm going to be vigilant here. I think I know what it is. It's on the West Coast. I'd have it in LA when I was in LA. Shake Shack. Shake Shack. Yeah, Shake Shack is a disgrace. It's such a gross, stupid place. And I condemn it fully. Shake Shack is just such a gross, disgusting place. I fully condemn it. It's not delicious. It's a fraud. They charge you. It's so pretentious for so little. So little portions, so little. It's so overly greasy. And, if you're a Shake Shack person, it's like, why are you even eating fast food? Just go fucking eat inside a restaurant. Now, this is my final thing, okay? And then we're moving on from this food topic because I'm kind of taking it farther than I should have. I don't know what Zaxby's is, so leave me alone about that shit. Yeah, you know what? I'm being bothered by this Zaxby's dumb shit. I'm going to look it up, and if it's stupid, I'm going to roast the shit out of you guys. Zaxby's. What is that shit? I don't think we have that shit. Where is that? That's in the South. Okay, I don't know what that is. It looks kind of good. I've never heard of it in my life. I don't know what that fucking shit is. Okay? So, let me tell you something. By far, everyone knows this, as far as meals, the tastiest, most wholesome, best food is breakfast. When you are on vacation, the thing you look forward to is breakfast. Pancakes, French toast, waffles, hash browns, and orange juice. And breakfast is the most delicious, heavenly, greatest meal of the day. And when you're on vacation and when you're not dieting, and when I'm on vacation, I go all out with my breakfast. I eat like a pig for breakfast. I mean, I get everything. I get everything they have except the pork and the bacon. And I get everything. Stop. I get everything. Okay? Pancakes, French toast. Okay, you know what? Esso, I like you. I will ban the shit out of you for saying an English breakfast. An English breakfast. An English breakfast. I'm not talking about slop for dogs. I'm talking about real American breakfast, not disgusting beans and fucking shit slop. I'm not a dog. No, I want some fucking wholesome, actual, real American breakfast. Okay?
Everybody gets.
Stop singing that. Stop.
Too tiny dancer.
Stop it.
Can you spend time with me because I realized that I'm leaving tomorrow.
Everyone can hear you.
Burger snacker.
No, you're not. All right. So, listen. Here's what I need to tell you, okay? Thank you so much, Black Pack. English breakfast is an atrocity. Because it's not a joyous breakfast. It's just, you look at, who looks forward to that? Beans on toast. That's not a joyous breakfast. Thank you so much, Black Pack.
They don't even have real bacon. Crims.
Listen, nothing beats French toast, first of all. Goated. But then you get omelets, scrambled eggs, hash browns. I don't want an English poverty breakfast. I'm sorry. I want an American breakfast. And, French toast, again, goated. Pancakes, goated. Tater tots, exactly. Look, I'm not saying you should eat that every day. You shouldn't. But I'm saying when you're on vacation, why would you have a British breakfast? I don't even eat breakfast on a daily basis. It's kind of an indulgence to. But when I'm on vacation, breakfast is one of the things I look forward to, okay? And you can say, oh, it's just dessert for it's diabetes. Whatever, dude. I'm on vacation. I deserve it. Okay? Some nice orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice. It's all good stuff. But anyway. So guys, as you may already understand and know, I have to go now. I know the fun's over. Fun's over. I've got to go. Long stream tomorrow, okay? Long stream tomorrow. Long stream tomorrow. Okay? Long stream, 6-hour stream. We're doing long streams again. We're gonna do the long ones, okay? No more short ones. We're gonna do long ones again. Anyway, yeah, I want Atomic Heart can't happen. Something's come up. Anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Think about what I said about sandwiches. If any of you guys are opening sandwich businesses, think about what I said. If you can make a functional sandwich, that's what Jimmy John's did. They went viral. If you can make a functional sandwich, you may be a successful businessman. Just letting you know. Anyway, bye guys. Bye guys. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow.